meeting the full squad was like, what you tried to work on, and do you run the practice or do you leave that to your assistants? Just kind of give us a feel for what today was like.
Yeah, it was a great first day. First of all, guys played really hard. Were attentive and buying in and working hard and doing all the things as coaches we'd asked for. Great energy and spirit. As far as the flow of practice, pretty standard NBA practice. You have you have your template. You have your assistant coaches that take their responsibilities for segments of practice, and I guess it's pretty standard. I don't know how I can dress it up any better for you, but we got down to business on some details, and we also played and start to implement those details and work to get in shape and to find a rhythm and connectivity. And it was a great first day.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
How you doing, Steve?
Good, Brian. Thanks.
I'm curious. All right. So obviously you've had individual workouts, but now you've had at least a day now, I guess, of team workouts. It's twofold. I'm wondering, A, when the guys have come back to you and you now have your hands on them, who has surprised you in terms of their conditioning or their progress in the off season? And some of those players that you need to work on something, what is it specifically that you've addressed that you need them to improve or hone in on or work on?
Well, it's been I think a challenge for everybody navigating this offseason because it's been so unique, so different. We have players that played in the bubble and then have been off for 3 months. We have players that didn't play in the bubble and haven't played since early March or prior, and then we have Kevin, who hasn't played for 18 months. So I have to say, for the largely the veterans of this group have come in very good shape, rhythm. They look very good. I think conditioning is more of finalizing their condition and transferring and adapting to the demands of the game at the highest level. Practice is a step towards that, and then obviously exhibition games, and then the real thing. So they still have to adapt to the demands that the game presents that are, almost impossible to replicate in a pickup environment. So, we're trying to go through that process as well. But I would just say the guys came in great shape, and incredibly impressed with so many of them. Feel very, excited and happy for Kevin, who's had the longest layoff and the biggest challenge to overcome, career-threatening injury. He's done everything that could have been asked, and he shows that hunger and desire, how much he loves the sport and wants to compete. So that's been fantastic. And Kyrie is, just been unbelievable with his ability. I mean, his ability is off the charts, and to see him sharp and executing today the way we all know he's capable of, but it's still sometimes there's a shock to see, how beautiful the game is when the ball's in his hands. So, but all the guys have worked hard. The vets are leading the way, showing what it takes to be a pro in this league and to come in prepared. And as a coach, that's beautiful. So I'm proud of the guys. We had a great first day, but you look back at the length of that off season, whether.
Just wondering if you could give us your perspective on the first day of practice and what everybody looked like for the first time together. Is this the first time you've really seen each other together, or have there been other situations where you've been able to scrimmage together, during the course of this pandemic?
Yeah, this is the first time where we were all able to be together. It's unusual off season, and then the various rules that we have for these early practices. This is the first time where everybody was able to get together and be able to, compete with one another and have a truly full practice.
And your impressions?
I think first and foremost, it's just good to have everybody healthy. So much of last season, guys were banged up, and knock on wood, it's just good that everybody's healthy, able to be out competing, be with their teammates. It was a great first day in my mind. We obviously a lot of teaching stuff, but a majority of the day was play. So it was fun to get up and down with your teammates, and again, everybody healthy and able to compete.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Brian.
You said a lot of it was teaching. I'm just curious what were, I don't know, some of the primary lessons or tenets of what you've been told by Steve that might differ a little bit from what Jacques and Kenny had done before?
It's nothing super drastic. I think, defensively, we're kind of changing up things a little bit. It's a little bit more comparable to the defense that we did, the defensive philosophy that we had in the bubble, where, it's not so much sort of a 2-on-2 schematic center field. It's a little bit more aggressive. We're trying to make the offense play unbalanced and out of rhythm and play a little bit more aggressive, use the length and athleticism that we have. And the good rim protectors that we have too allows the guards to put more pressure on the offensive ball handlers. And then offensively, a lot of the same stuff. Just allowing guys the freedom to play. We have so many talented players, smart players, where you just kind of put guys in the right position, and then you let them read and react from there.
Blake Andrews, ESPN.
Joe, I'm wondering in what ways today was sort of a return to normalcy a little bit in this kind of crazy time that we're living in, and in what ways it still reminded you, oh, hey, this isn't quite the same training camp that we always go through.
Yeah, it's still tough. Obviously the fact that we come in, everybody's getting tested sort of in waves, or the fact that, we haven't even been able to do anything collectively up to this point. So, that aspect is still a little unusual. You still realize, we're kind of in the midst of everything that's going on. But as soon as you get on the court, we're able to do stuff together. We're able to get